Hey guys, how's everyone doing? This is Sir Jedi Sentinel, and welcome to another Sentinel Reviews. Today, we will be looking at Doctor Who, Series 11, Episode 1, The Woman Who Fell to Earth. I said in some of my Big Finish reviews that I was doing them in preparation, getting ready for Doctor Who Series 11 as I plan to cover the episodes. And now the time has come, we're finally here. Am I ready? Let's find out. Real quick before we start, I want to talk a little bit about what my schedule will be uploading. So, Doctor Who has been moved to Sundays. I don't know if the entire series is going to be simulcast or if that was just the premiere, but regardless, the program is airing Sunday nights. Now, my work schedule is Wednesdays to Sundays, and I work night shifts. This isn't a complaint, by the way. I really like my work schedule. And so, my plan is, for Series 11, and something may come up, is that I will watch the episode Monday, and then I will film my review and upload it either Monday or Tuesday. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's just jump right into The Woman Who Fell to Earth, the first episode of the new season, and the debut of the 13th Doctor as played by Jodie Whittaker. If I'm going to be honest, I went into this episode with really low expectations. Not because I expected it to fail, not because I was against the Doctor being a woman. In fact, I'm all for it. I was really excited about that. But I went into this with low expectations because the majority of post-regeneration stories aren't that good. You have a few that are great: Spearhead from Space, The 11th Hour, the first episode of An Unearthly Child. You have most of them are pretty middle-of-the-road, average, meh. Deep Breath, The Christmas Invasion, the rest of An Unearthly Child, Robot Castrovalva, and then you have some that are just bad. Time and the Ronnie, The Twin Dilemma. So yeah, just because knowing the quality that we usually get with post-regeneration stories, I didn't go into it expecting that much, and I think that may have helped me. Because, yeah, this episode was okay, it was decent, it was passable. I'm going to talk in broad strokes first about the episode as a whole, and then I will get into specifics, and I'll give another spoiler warning when I get there. So, what's the plot? Basically, in Sheffield, I believe they said, the lives of three people, Graham, Ryan, and Yasmin, are intertwined by the arrival of a mysterious alien object and a woman who fell from the sky. That's really it. I don't know if I want to start off with the companions because they were introduced first, or if I want to start off with the Doctor. I'll start off with the Doctor. At this point, Jodie Whittaker didn't sell me. Not that she was bad, it's just that I'm not sold yet. On the plus side, I'm not turned off of her yet. So there's that. And the thing is, I expected not to be sold on Jodie Whittaker immediately, because the thing is, in the post-regeneration story, the Doctor is always going through a post-regeneration trauma of some kind. Like, the Doctor's mind isn't there completely yet. So they aren't at their full being, for lack of a better word. And sometimes it's more severe than others. Like when the Sixth Doctor thought strangling Perry was the best idea. No, I'm serious. The Twin Dilemma is awful. And that does bring me up on something. But before I get to that, yeah, it's just the 13th Doctor in this episode didn't sell me because she wasn't at her full self. She was still trying to figure out who she was, what she was, the usual post-regeneration stuff. And then that brings me up to another point. I have my notes with me, by the way. I felt that in this episode, the post-regeneration trauma was inconsistent. Like, she'd have these bouts where she'd lose her memory. Like, someone would ask her for a name, she'd try to say it, and then forget it, and it would be on the tip of her tongue. But throughout the entirety of the episode, she seemed really able-bodied. She seemed much more able-bodied than she should have been, having just come out of her regeneration and having fallen from the sky. But her performance was good, It was sort of this whole manic thing. I hesitate using manic because I don't think that's quite the right word. Oh. But yeah, no, she displayed this sort of, again, for lack of a better word, manic attitude while trying to figure everything out and get her bearings. Yeah, so that's my thought on the Doctor. I'll just leave that where it is for now. And then, now I guess I'll start talking about the companions. We have 3. Again, this is the first time since, I think, Classic Who that we've had 3 companions. Because in Classic Who, the first Doctor had Ian and Barbara and Susan, and then he had Ian and Barbara and Vicky, and then he had 2 companions for a time. And then the second Doctor had Ben and Polly and Jamie, and then, depending on how you count the unit team, the third Doctor, at the most, had 2 companions at any given time. The fourth Doctor didn't have more. And then the fifth Doctor had Nyssa, Tegan, and Adric, and then Nyssa, Tegan, and Turlough. I forgot his name for a second, for a brief period of time. And then I think after that it was either 1 or 2 companions at the most. But yeah, when I saw the 13th Doctor was going to get 3 companions, I was excited because we haven't had that for some time. And they're okay. I don't think we got enough with them. We have Ryan. Ryan is a 19-year-old. What did they say he had? I'll look it up in a sec. But, he seemed to be sort of a YouTuber. I mean, the episode opens with him talking about in a YouTube video. So I think that's it. And he references social media a couple times. I'm not going to get more into that without going into the specifics. So it seems like he's trying to be tech savvy. And then we have Yasmin, or Yaz, as she says her friends call her, who was a classmate of Ryan's when they were younger. And now she's a cop. Initially, when the episode starts, she kind of seems to be the no-nonsense member of the group. The one who's just take it seriously and let's just focus and take this seriously. And like I said, starting off it seemed like she was like that, but I feel like as the episode went on, that got dropped kind of quickly. And finally we have Graham. Graham is a little bit older. I believe he's in his 50s, kind of like Evelyn with the 6th Doctor. And Graham is Ryan's step-grandfather. He is Ryan's grandmother's second husband. He seems to be sort of the skeptic of the group. That is one of my complaints about the companions, is like, they all seem to fall into their roles rather quickly. And it came across as kind of one note, but not exactly, because we didn't get too much about their characters. We got some things. And let's see what else. Couple more things about the episode in the broad strokes. The effects were really nice. Like, in the opening of the episode, Ryan sees this sort of orange shape in the air, and the effects on it were really nice. Like, it feels like, at least right now anyway, Doctor Who has a decent budget for once. which is not a luxury, it's always afforded. And it looks like they're utilizing it really well. Another thing is that the episode is really well done. Hit my desk there, sorry. Not well done. The episode is really well shot. That's what I wanted to mean. Like, some of the shots in the cinematography are beautiful. Especially the day scenes. About 90% of this episode takes place at night, but the few day scenes we have are just gorgeous, and I love the color palette. It's so bright and vibrant and contrasting. Anything else I can talk about in broad strokes? Nope. Not that I can think of. So, again, last warning, this is the spoiler section of the review. I'm going to be talking about specific moments in the episode, so if you haven't seen The Woman Who Fell to Earth, please stop the video now and go watch it, or continue watching at your own risk. I tried to warn you. So, yeah, a couple things. The alien in this story is kind of weak. He has a cool design, like, he has this insectoid looking helmet. I thought it was going to be some kind of bug-faced alien. I thought it was going to be a robot too, but no, his motivation, his plot was just kind of boring. And yeah, he's a hunter. He to his species, he was brought to Earth. His species uses Earth as a hunting ground. Why did it take so long to find the way to say that? And, every so often his species tags a human and they send someone down to hunt it. The interesting thing is that anyone who gets in their way, this hunter kills them and then takes one of their teeth as a trophy. In fact, when he takes his helmet off, his face is embedded with all these teeth. It's really grotesque and kind of cool, but when I stop to think about it, it's like, that's it? Because, if you take away the teeth, you just have this blue-skinned alien with sharp teeth. Wow, that was weird. That was a weird way that sounded weird. And, yeah, it's like, oh, that could have been done better. And then you have this probe he sends out, which looks like this big swirling mass of tentacles. And when we first see that, that's actually really cool because, it's all dark and shadowy, and it's all dark and shadowy, and we never get a clear picture of this thing. And it really goes into how good the effects look. A couple of other, let's see what else was there. Oh well. One other thing I want to talk about before I get to, sort of the big spoiler thing, even though this is the spoiler section, is there's a scene, I'm not sure how people are going to take it. I imagine it will be received kind of divisively. The Doctor builds her new sonic screwdriver from scratch. I loved this scene. I love the idea of it because throughout Doctor Who, there is, even though I don't think it's said explicitly, I'd have to go back and check, it's kind of hinted that the Doctor built the sonic screwdriver. Like in the Diary of River Song Series 2, when River is working with the 7th Doctor, she pulls out her screwdriver, and he says, oh, that's interesting. What is it? Oh, this is my sonic, and they say screwdriver together. And the 7th Doctor says, that's impossible. No, it isn't. See, here it is, right here, responds River. And then the Doctor says, yes, it is. I hold the patent. And, yeah, so, like I said, I loved the Doctor building her sonic screwdriver. That is something else I wanted to talk about. Even though we get various hints about, how genius the Doctor is, I'm building up to it. We don't really see her hands-on. Like, we don't really see the Doctor very hands-on. Like when there's technology, the Doctor's using what's already there, and doesn't really give him the need to use much else. But that being said, in this episode, the Doctor builds things. Like I said, she builds her new sonic screwdriver, and at the end of the episode, she builds a teleporter. And it's just, even though it's always been there, even though the Doctor was capable of it, it's nice to see them show this ingenuity. I'm stammering here. I'm having trouble. I'm trying to think. All right, now, let's see, anything else? Back to Ryan's grandmother, Grace. I wanted to talk about her. I said I'd bring it here. When she was introduced, I thought I really liked her. I liked her character. I liked her energy. I liked her charisma. I liked how she just pretty much went for everything and just seemed to connect so well with the rest of the cast. Like as they're helping the Doctor, she turns to Graham and says, "Is it weird that I'm having so much fun?" And honestly, as the episode went on, I was expecting that Grace would be a character similar to Jackie Tyler or Sylvia Noble or Wilfred Mott. You know, the character that sort of ties them back to Earth. You know, that keeps bringing them back to Earth, even though... And at the end of the episode, she dies. I did not see that coming. I was not expecting that. And in hindsight, I don't think it works as well as I thought it did when I first saw it. Because, you know, because the way things were working, Graham was being skeptic about everything, and it was essentially Grace saying, "Oh, come on, just go with the flow." So I thought we'd get a lot more of that, but then she died, and it feels like the only reason they did that is so there was nothing tying them to Earth, so that they could essentially keep traveling. You know. Oh, here. I just thought of this. It's like, I don't think I would be so against it if they waited a little bit to kill Grace off. I think, you know, giving her a few episodes, let her be sort of a part of things. Not as a companion. Not to that extent, but let her be privy to the adventures and then kill her off. I think it would have been more effective. Also, the TARDIS wasn't here, which I liked. Yeah, no, I did like that. Yeah, because when I talked earlier about the Doctor building the Sonic or building the teleporter, her not having the TARDIS and her really helped show that ingenuity I was discussing. Anything else I wanted to talk about? No, I just have a couple of quotes that I wrote down that I thought were interesting. Like, when they first meet the Doctor, she starts digging through her pockets trying to find, I think it was the Sonic, but it might have been anything to help her, and she says, "I hate empty pockets." I actually think that's a Sixth Doctor reference, because his pockets were always full, and there was sometimes a gag of him emptying his pockets and just finding all this junk. Anything else? Half an hour ago I was a white-haired Scotsman. I'm calling you Yaz because we're friends now. Oh, there we go. That reminds me. This episode had some humor in it. And I thought the humor worked really well, because they never focused on it. You know, it was never the main point of anything. You know, it was like, here's the joke, said the joke, move on. And that's when I think humor works best, when it's fast-paced like that. Like, Aliens of London, World War III, the Slytherin were kind of just a joke, and they kept going back to what that joke was, and they kept drilling it in, and it just didn't work. Compared to here, they say the joke and they move on, and it works so much better. And I think having the jokes be done so fast like that helped the tone of the episode. But yeah, overall I think I'd give this episode maybe a 5 out of 10. But yeah, this is my thoughts on The Woman Who Fell to Earth. What are your thoughts? Go ahead and drop a comment, and then like, comment, subscribe, and click the little bell next to subscribe to get notifications when I upload, because subscribe stopped doing that. This is Sir Jedi Sentinel, and I'll see you guys next time.